Hi, welcome back here on the Senior Network. I'm your host, Gregg Fulton. We are joined by Neil Hunnicutt, Right at Home Director of Community Relations.
It's always good to be here, Gregg.
Great to see you, Neil. It's pretty outside, summer outside. Tell me, you and I were talking about earlier, and I think the viewers may not realize, we always talk about home care and when people are in urgent need of help, but there's a lot of other reasons why we could be a part of someone's family outside of that urgent care. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's interesting. You just said it. We always talk about the significant injuries, surgeries, things that happen to people that put them into hospitals or rehabs and they come out. Everybody thinks about that as home care, that's really what we do. And it is, that's a big part of it. But there's a lot more that we do. There's times where families, call us for things like, hey, mom doesn't need to be driving anymore. She's 93 years old. Yeah. She lives alone. She says she has friends, she wants to maybe take her to recreational activities, maybe go get her hair done at the salon. Sure. And she doesn't want to call on those friends all the time. She doesn't want to burden those friends. We can do those things. Our caregivers love doing these things, taking people out, getting them in the sunshine, which is giving them exercise. Sure. Getting them out to do things that they want to do to remain independent, go get their hair done, go shopping, come back home, put the groceries away, do all those types of things. They might want to take a day trip to go see a friend who lives in, a couple hours away. Our caregivers can do so many different things. So we get caught up in that we're just doing physical care. It's it's kind of depressing sounding to a lot of people, and that's all we're doing is worrying about stuff like that. But we do so many other things to help people day to day in their lives. That's
a great point. I know because we've been in business 16 years now, and we have families caregivers have been with families for 5-10 years.
That's right.
Correct. They've developed those relationships.
And sometimes, depending on how those families are doing, depends on what we're doing. Sometimes in the beginning, maybe they were starting out maybe where they need a lot of physical care and it was very serious and they weren't able to do much. It was mostly focused right there in their home. They weren't really getting out. They're doing better, but they still want, and they've developed such a good, tight relationship with that caregiver. They're like a family member now. Sure. So now they're calling them for things like we just talked about. Yep. Hey, I need my hair done. Can you take me, Jessica, can you take me down to do that? Yeah, absolutely, we can do that.
Have lunch, spend the day together.
That's perfect. I love what you said, because a lot of these people, like we all do, still like to go out and have lunch, have dinner, go get some ice cream. Yeah. I mean, we're coming into the part of the year right now where it's not extremely hot right now. Right. It's going to get that way, but it's nice to go out and sit outside and enjoy the fresh air, especially what we've been through with the pandemic. We're starting to get out a little bit more. Yeah. I really want people to know that our caregivers, they're very excited to do those things, and we enjoy it.
Yeah. And tell us a little bit, the viewers that don't know, what's that process look like if they contact you and say, hey, this is my needs, or can we sit down and talk about it? And then how do you go about finding that caregiver?
That's a perfect question. I love that. That we get that a lot from families that call in. People get a little nervous when they try to call a new service they haven't investigated before.
Right, never used it. Right.
That's right, never used it. It is a great process. Someone calls our office and they're inquiring about it. Myself or one of our nurses will call that family back. We'll sit down with them in their home. We'll make what we call a free in-home consultation. Right. Sit down with them, go over everything that we do, get them, first of all, comfortable with us, because this is the first time they've ever done this. Right. Getting them to understand that you're not locked into doing anything, that we're here to help you with, if it's a couple hours here or 24/7. We're here to help. So we sit down, we talk about what we can do, we get a schedule that they might like, and then we start talking about the type of person they want. We have about 300 active caregivers in our roster. And I tell families all the time, we will find you someone that's compatible.
Sure.
And we look at personalities, look at availability, and then we connect that person with a caregiver that can best help their loved one. Because it might be a person that knows the island very well, and this person wants to drive around, they want to do some activities. And so we're very good at matching those people appropriately to that caregiver. And for any reason, I tell families all the time, if you feel like I haven't given you the perfect match, we'll find it. We'll go back and do it.
It may take some time, but you'll find it.
That's right.
Neil, great information. Always glad to have you on the show. Thank you so much, okay?
You too, Gregg. Appreciate it.
Please email us any comments, questions you may have for us here on the Senior Network, where senior care experts come together. We'll see you the next time.